Alright, I want to say Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach the truth and rule well. And salutations to you, Aki. I'm pushing this word with truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. Shalom. Stumbled across this article on CNN. Now we're just going to get into it and dissect it and go into a few precepts. But basically, man, it says police officers across the U.S. have quit their job in recent days. Here's where there have been resignations, all right? So, you know, hey, the article speaks for itself, man. You got cops, man, quitting their job all around the world due to the recent events, you know, this whole George Floyd incidents, man. You got cops is, you know, receiving death threats, who's being injured. I believe is in one case, cop even got lost his life, you know. And hey, and these cops are getting very afraid, man, because you know they hid behind badges and guns, you know, for decades, man. You know, and pretending to be these mighty men, but at the end of the day, when all hell break loose, man, you see that these cops, man, are afraid, man. You know, because most of these cops, man, probably were bullied in school, and they're not naturally no tough guys anyway. You know, they just hiding behind the fact that they have a gun and a badge, and the average person here in Babylon looks at them, you know, as authority, you know. But when really they're there to set up to protect and serve, you know. But you know, we're gonna finish reading down. It says, since George Floyd's death 3 weeks ago, the role of American criminal justice systems has been catapulted to the forefront of national conversations, with thousands calling for sweeping charges within the country's police system, right? Because these cops are crooked, man. You know, half the police in Babylon, man, have, either falsely accused somebody or wrongfully lock somebody up or wrongfully kill somebody, you know, and they get away with it, man. You know, we've seen so many cases where they kill people in within their custody, where they on camera, where they kill people unarmed. You know, man, all these different cases, man, the proof is in the pudding, man. The evidence is there. And now it's finally starting to backfire against these cops, man, because you got even Edomites, man, who's calling for some of you cops' badges, man. You know, and when that happens, like I said, it's bad, man. You know, you got Esau divided against Esau, man. That's really, you know, bad, all right? And it says protesters have called on their community leaders to hold officers accountable and defund the police department, in hopes the funds could be redirected towards other programs, man. So we all know that, you want to hurt Esau, man, you hurt him in his pockets, man. That's how you get at Esau, you know. And now you got all these community leaders that's, you know, looking for these police departments to get defunded with some of this money, because it's basically, it's they funded by the taxpayers' dollars, man. The people that they supposed to serve and protect, you know, are paying them. So these people are calling for the funds to be redirected, man. You know, that lets you know this is getting bad, man. All right. And it says, and many local leaders have responded, signing orders changing how departments operate, promising further reform and acting quickly on incidents of police brutality that has surfaced in recent weeks. Right. And they are, man, because Trump just basically passed a law where basically cops can't use brute force, man, or put somebody in a chokehold unless their life's in danger, you know, which their life is never, for the most part, 95% of the time is never in danger, man. It's just fearful. They in fear, so they react out of fear, and they end up taking somebody's life. You see, in the case of George Floyd, no, it was 4 officers, and none of their lives were in danger. All right, but yet they killed the man. From having his knee up on his neck. All right, they killed him anyway. So that's a prime example. Their lives are never in danger. It says, but as anger bubbles in parts of the country, some U.S. police officers, police departments are facing their own crisis, and some officers have now opted to walk away, man, because due to all the riots, and especially in Minneapolis, due to all the where it happened at, where George Floyd died at, I believe, you got all these different riots, man, protests all around the world, actually, and then officers are, outnumbered, basically. You're outnumbered when you go to a protest. Then when you got people rioting and looting, all right, then it just makes it even worse, and half these officers, they want to make it back home to their families, man, even though they, half these officers are crooked cops and devils, man, but, even well, no, like we always said, man, when hell break loose, man, the police is gonna need police, all right? Then it says, Minneapolis, at least 7 police officers resigned from the department since protests sparked by Floyd's death and late May flooded the city streets. More than half a dozen officers are also in the process of leaving, a city spokesman told CNN, man. So you got officers resigning and more than half a dozen officers in the process of resigning. Because look from the pictures, man. This is what they're up against, man. They really outnumbered because to be out here trying to control a large gathering of people, with tear gas and all that, man, rubber bullets, is really nothing you can do because if the people are not in order, if the people decided to fight back, man, the police will be in trouble, man. So, and they see these things. So a lot of these officers is trying to think ahead, and you got officers that's actually been injured, man. I believe I believe it was Dallas or Houston, where I believe 7 officers were shot or shot. 5 of them were killed. All right, and they said it was due to the protesters and all that. So you got officers being injured, man. You got people, they really scared for their life at this point. Death threats and everything else. All right, which is good because Babylon is, we've been telling people that this place is done. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? These are just like contractions, these are just contractions, that's happening in the earth right now. You're seeing little, protests and violence and uproars of the people. Those are all spiritual things and signs from the Most High, all right? It says the number of officers who are no longer with the department doesn't include the 4 men who were involved in Floyd's death and were fired, according to Casper Hill, the city spokesman. All right, so the officers that was involved in George Floyd's death were fired. I believe the main guy who had his foot on his neck was brought up on charges. All right. It says, there's nothing that leads us to believe that at this point the number are so great that it's going to be problematic, which is bullshit. They just throwing this out as smoke and mirrors to say, hey, you got these officers over here that's resigning, but it's not going to affect the majority of what's going on, which is bullshit, man, because even here in Kansas City, man, where I live at, it's they're undermanned here, man. They don't have enough officers to contain the people, man. All right, and they know it. And it says a police spokesman police spokesman John Elder told Minneapolis Star tribune of the departing officers, which include both patrol officers and detectives. People seek to leave employment for so this you got man patrol officers man and detectives that's resigning. Man, that shows you it's affecting. It's like a division among the police department because why would patrol officers and detectives be resigning, man? A patrol officer is working in the field, pulling people over, doing house calls, things like that. A detective is just working on, homicides, investigations of crime, robbery, and all stuff like that. So, them are two different departments inside the police department, man. So that shows you it's mixed feelings from different people, and that's why people are resigning, man, because they're afraid, and you got mixed emotions. One people feel this way, the officers who not resigning, they standing up together, and you got officers that's inside the same department that's in the disagreements, man. So it's a division, all right. And let's just get a few precepts on that. All right, this is Matthews 12 and 25. It says, and Yahweh knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So that's what you see going on with these officers in these different police departments. It's really in turmoil because, you got officers that's in disagreements, man, with things that's going on. You got officers that feel like they need to use brute force, especially when dealing with Jake, man. They already afraid of you Jakes and scared of you Jake, so they feel like they need to use brute force. I mean, you got other officers that feel different. That's with the Black Lives Matters movement. All these things. It's just a big division, and that's why the Lord said, every kingdom divided against itself should be brought to desolate. And that's what you're seeing in Babylon. It's just a big division, man. Even from the political standpoint, the elites, this whole country, man, is just in big division. Even though they try to literally be smoking mirrors and being in agreement for the most part, but it's like literally a division amongst this whole nation right now. All right. And it says, verse 26, and if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Right. Because the people that's not in agreement with the certain cops and, certain protesters that's not in agreement with the what is the white supremacist groups, the KKK, they appear to be protesting right along with Jake, man. It's all smoke and mirrors because they're devils anyway. They're devils too. They're not going to give up their privilege and all these things. So when you think these people are standing next to you to protest and march with you and going to fight with you, no, man, when all hell break loose, they gonna return to their own people, man, because this all leading to a race war. The scriptures speak about that, man. You're gonna have nation fighting against nation, all right, kingdom against kingdom, and these officers that's resigning, they are seeing these things happen, man. They're basically afraid, for their well-being. So that's why they're resigning, because they wouldn't be resigning for nothing, though. They resigning because cops are beginning to be held accountable, for one, all right, and for two, they're just afraid, man. These officers are not tough guys, man. They just only appear to be tough guys behind their badge and their gun, all right. This is Jeremiah 51 and 29. It says, and the land shall tremble in sorrow, and every purpose of the Lord Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. All right, because this place is going down and it's going is everything is leading to civil unrest, which is going to lead to martial law and all these things. And you gotta can't never forget Babylon is going to be destroyed with nuclear missiles as well. So this place is being brought to desolation. All right. Verse 30 says, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. All right, what you seeing these cops, man, resigning, man. They walking out. Over half a dozen cops are resigning. You know what I mean? So this is not good for Babylon because they are already undermanned. That's why Trump is looking to bring in the military, man. All right, everything is by design. It says they have remained in their holds. Their might have failed because what's their might, man? Their might is their being lawless, not being held accountable for nothing. So now they're due to the recent events, man, they about to start holding cops accountable, and bringing charges up on cops, man. It's just like, man, look, that was they might to be lawless, and now that's beginning to fail because you got cops is being brought up on charges, man, and getting thrown in jail. And they like, man, look, it's not worth it. I might as well go join the KKK. I might as well resign and go join the KKK where I can still kill niggas and you'll still be able to find, this is still their kingdom. They're still to be able to find some more work, get a different job, all right? But it says their might have failed. They become as women. They have burned. They have burned holes. Salaki. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. All right. It says, one post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end. All right, because when all hell break loose, man, they setting police stations on fire, man. They can't police every part of the world. The people, they gonna try to do it, but like I said, you're gonna have people that's gonna be fighting back against the cops, the military, man. It's gonna be civil unrest, man. They're not gonna be able to detain a whole country of people, man. All right. And this is verse 32. It says, and that the passage are stopped, and the reeds have burned with fire, and the men of war are frightened. All right, so you're gonna have the men here in Babylon, man, is gonna be frightened by all these things you see, man. People burning up police stations, Wendy's, all right, death threats to certain people, man, certain cops. These cops are worried, man. They are scared for their life, but it's all a Bible prophecy, man. These things are all prophesied to actually happen, man, to take place in the world, man. And as men of the Lord, man, we see these things happening, and we, this is a beautiful thing that we'll be seeing, man. All right. This is Second Esdras 15. I'm gonna start at 13. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting of hell, and with a fire, a fearful consolation. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. All right, because all the plagues that the Most High sending up on Babylon, the different pestilence and plagues like that, man, and the uproars of the people are one of the plagues that the Most High sending up on Babylon. All right, when you read Second Esdras, the 9th chapter, it says verse 15. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people should stand up and fight against another. It's swords in their hand, right? And that's what you're saying, man. You're seeing people starting to rise up against Esau, man. Against you cops. They looking to hurt you people. That's why you trying to contain the people as much as you can. By shooting rubber bullets, tear gas, and all that. We already know that the buying of guns, the percentage has risen. All right, since all this whole pandemic and stuff had taken place, is risen, because people fearful they not gonna have enough food and not gonna be able to eat, and people gonna be looking to harm them, which is gonna happen either way it go. But people have been buying lots of guns, man, from all nations. So because it's gonna come to a race war, man, where a lot of people gonna kill each other off. All right. Verse 16 it says, "For there should be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And so there you have it. You're going to have sedition among men. All right. You're going to have all hell breaking loose. And due to that, you're going to have a lot of officers who's going to resign and just quit their jobs because they like, man, look, this ain't worth it. I got a family I'm trying to go back home to, that I need to protect them. And everybody gonna be out for self, in that day, man. So the scriptures, I believe it's 2 Ezra 16, which says the mighty men of Babylon should be like women in that day, man. All right, they're gonna be like women in that day when all hell breaks loose. All right, but with that, I'm gonna close out. Give all praises unto Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach his truth and rule well. And salutations to Akim pushing his word with truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. Shalom.